So in this video, I want to talk to you about cover letters. I really want to help make it simple for you so that when you see a job application that's asking for a cover letter, there's no need to freak out. We're going to make it really straightforward, what cover letters are used for and how you can actually write one. The first thing I want to point out is if ever you see a job application that is asking for a cover letter, you must write one. There is a specific reason they have asked for one. Often companies will ask for cover letters because they know a lot of people can't be bothered to write them. So it's a great way to already disqualify people. Also, some hiring managers, they just really want to understand more about the people they're going to interview. So whether it's for that reason or it's just to disqualify people, you must write a cover letter if they are asking for one. For all other vacancies, it's really up to you whether you write one or not. So if we focus on the vacancies where they're not asking for a cover letter, this is how you can determine whether you should write one or not. If you feel you are 100% a match for the role, that your CV is like an absolute match, probably there's not such a need for you to write the cover letter. You can see the cover letter as helping the recruiter or the hiring manager understand a bit more about yourself if they might be on the fence. So from my experience doing recruitment for a decade, if someone was like 100% fit, they would go through. If they were 100% not a fit, like there was no matching skills, experience, or anything, they would not go through. Anyone I was on the fence for, I would always check to see if they have had a cover letter. And it's in the cover letter where I would understand a bit more about their experience, their motivations, and maybe some things that weren't very clear on their CV. So hopefully this helps you work out when is the best time to use a cover letter. So it's really if you feel, oh, I'm a little bit on the fence, I'm not sure if they'd put me through, a cover letter is a great way to highlight some extra skills and experience. So what can you write in your cover letter? You want to break your cover letter down a little bit. It is not about having a condensed version of your CV. No, they have your CV, they can read your experience. Use your cover letter to make an emotional connection with the person, because ultimately it's a human being that is reading your CV. It's a human being that is reading your cover letter, that is going to invite you for the process. If you can tell a good story and make a connection with them and get them to feel something, you have a much higher chance of getting invited for an interview. So the first section, you want to talk about your motivation for the role and you want to make it human. What I mean by that is we don't want sentences like, I'm an interpersonal, hardworking, great communicator who's really interested in XYZ to my career. It's like really so robotic, okay? We want to actually have a human on the other end of this. We want to create a personal connection. So you have to think about, why are you really interested in this role? Why are you motivated for this role? So I'll give an example. One of my clients is really interested in the public health sector. She's worked there before and wants to move back in there. And she actually has this experience, coming from a country where actually they didn't have much access to public health. It's always fascinated her that this should be something that everyone has access to. So this is really an emotional driver for her. It would be a fantastic thing to write in a cover letter, like having come from a place where we didn't have access to public health. This has always been what's driven me to ensure that everyone has equal access to public health. Now, I know a lot of people listening to this will go, oh, but I don't have anything like as connected as that. Trust me, you do. You just haven't yet brought it out of yourself. So that first part should really connect with the person so that when they're reading it, they're thinking, wow, this person, I'm actually reading something from a person. I actually feel a connection to them. So this might take a little bit of time at the beginning to build. And in fact, I often use the unique value proposition that I make with my clients to craft this first part of their CV, because it's really about understanding, why do I love the work I'm doing? How do I think it's going to impact the world? How have my life experiences changed the way I approach work? What are my unique skills? And kind of you pull all of that out and then you create quite a condensed story. So it's not this massive paragraph, but it is really about creating a connection and really pulling out parts of your personality. So that first part should really do that. And the first few times you craft this, it will take time, it will take effort. But once you've done it once, you can actually use that for all your cover letters, but just slightly amending depending on the role or the industry. So it's definitely worthwhile creating, like, what is your story? What is your story? And make it a connection. because you will intrigue people and they'll be like, I want to speak to this person. I'm actually really interested. They sound like a very interesting person. And the second part of the cover letter, you really want to focus on drawing attention to your skills that are most relevant for that job. So especially if you don't have the exact skills that they're looking for, this is a really important part. When they are making a job description, it always goes from the most important to the least important. So the first few tasks and skills, they're really, really the most important. So you might take the first skill and say, and I see you're looking for someone with XYZ skills or experience. I would love to draw your attention to my time at insert name of company where I worked on this project and we did insert something very, very similar. So this helps the person understand what you did and bridging your skills to what they're looking for. And you can do that for the first few tasks and skills that they're looking for. So I see you're looking for this. I would love to highlight my experience, or I'd love to draw your attention to this role where I did, either it's something very similar and really trying to use the same wording, to highlight this for you. So you've got the storytelling at the top that really explains your motivation for the company, for the role, and really creates that emotional connection. And then in the second part, you're really highlighting where you have very similar skills to the job that they're looking for. And then you can just sign it off. I hope that this provides you with all the information that you're looking for. If there's anything further that you would like, I hope I have the opportunity to have a conversation with you and talk to you more about my skills, my experience, and my motivation for this role. Kind regards. It does not need to be really long. Like, no way should it be longer than 1 page. No one's going to read it. You want to keep it tight. You want to keep it concise. And I know the way I'm explaining it, you might think, oh my God, that sounds like it's going to be so long. It won't. You need to do a few drafts. So your first draft will be really long. That's fine. But just go through cut, edit, delete, cut, edit, delete, cut, edit, delete until it's super concise and clear. When you have a cover letter like this is what's going to happen. You're creating an emotional connection at the beginning. So the person reading it actually feels, I feel connected. I feel like there's a person that I'm getting to know. It might be very short, but still they feel there's a person they're kind of getting to know. That means they're invested. You've made them invested in you because they realize there's a person here who's interesting. And then the second part, you're highlighting, hey, you're looking for this? I have that. You're looking for this? I have that. So now they're thinking, hey, okay, I'm invested in this person. They're showing me that they potentially have the skills I'm looking for. You know what? I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to get them in and I'm going to have a conversation with them to see if they are the right fit. So that is what you can put in your cover letter. And as I mentioned at the beginning, when you're best to use a cover letter. It is absolutely worthwhile crafting that first part of the cover letter now. Don't wait until you've seen an amazing vacancy. You want to start crafting it now because it will take a while, and that's absolutely fine. But as I say, you can use that beginning bit, the storytelling, the connection in all your cover letters and slightly amend them. And of course, the second part will be different because for each job, you'll be looking for something different, but there is a very specific format that you can use there. I hope this really helps. I hope it takes away some of the confusion around why cover letters are used and what you should put in cover letters. And as always, if you want any personalized help with this, you can always contact me and we can see what we can do. Have a great day.